To all my friends present, past and beyond, especially those who weren't with us too long. Life is the most precious thing you can lose. While you were here, the fun was never ending. Life a minute was only beginning. Captain Colvin Nichols, this one's for you! Never get that feeling you can go on. Just remember the side it is that you're on. You've got friends with you till the end. If you're ever in a tough situation, we'll be there, no hesitation. Brotherhood's our rule, we cannot bend.
Fans, here are the first 11, beginning with the away side, Michigan Rangers FC. In goal, number 1, Noah Christ. Number 5, Caleb Postlewaite. Number 7, Cameron Williams. Number 10, Dominic Bauman. Number 14, Fatobi White. Number 15, Ethan Jansen. Number 20, Austin Hall. Number 20, Nicholas Bagri. Number 28, Michael Howell. Number 31, Max Wilhelm. And number 99, Vitalis Takawari Jr. The Rangers are coached by Stuart Collins. And now for the first 11 for your FC Milwaukee Torrent. Your captain this evening, number 12, Jamie LeCompte. In goal, number 1, Gabriel Greenfield. Number 3, JJ Espinoza. Number 5, Roberto Rangel. Number 9, Gabe Vong. Number 10, Rodrigo Lasso. Number 14, Felix Heweiler. Number 20, Brendan Kopp. Number 45, Malik Cockings. Number 74, Ronaldo Lopez. And number 97, Javier Steinwasser. The Torrent are coached by Tyler Howard.
Please rise. And now, to honor America and all that it stands for, as well as our freedom and those who serve to protect it, the playing of our national anthem.
From Hart Park in Wauwatosa, it's time for FC Milwaukee Torrent Men's Soccer. Good evening, everyone. Dan Pfeiffer with you high above the west side of a steamy Hart Park tonight as FC Milwaukee Torrent coming in with a record of 5-3-1 but only 13 points, and we'll explain in a moment exactly why that is the case. Goes up against the top team in the Central States Conference, the Michigan Rangers. Michigan Rangers FC coming in with a record of 6-2-1 and 19 points. Coming into this match, FC Milwaukee Torrent was hoping at least initially when they played their last match, that this match would end up potentially being one where they could catch Rangers atop the Central States Conference. However, due to an administrative issue, the Torrent were docked 3 points and now are out of the chase for the championship in the Central States Conference. In fact, there is no possible movement for the Torrent tonight. They will be in 4th place. Now, that does entitle them to play in the Central States Conference postseason, in the sense that they will then go up against the top seed to come out of the Central States Conference. However, the question is exactly who that top seed will be. Will it be Michigan Rangers, or, as we take a look at the standings, will it be FC Pride? If Torrent gets the victory tonight against Michigan Rangers FC, that puts FC Pride in a position where, with a victory or a draw, they can end up claiming the conference championship. Actually, with a victory, it would be for FC Pride. They have 17 points right now. Geo's Lions has all 10 of its matches in conference play complete, so they will finish with 17 points. Right now, they are tied for second with FC Pride, but Michigan Rangers, again, coming in with 19 points, 2 points ahead of the field right now. So if Torrent can get a victory tonight against Michigan Rangers, there's a chance they can knock Michigan Rangers out of that spot and could end up going up against FC Pride. FC Pride, by the way, tonight, they are hosting Southern Indiana Guardians tonight. That should be a victory for them. Southern Indiana does not have a point on the season. No wins, no draws, 9 losses. However, that means that what happens in this match is probably going to be what dictates what happens in terms of who wins the conference championship. So, FC Milwaukee Torrent, basically, to a certain extent, they get to pick who they play, and given how good Michigan Rangers FC has been this season, scoring 34 goals on the campaign, just 12 goals allowed, Torrent with every bit of motivation to try and get the victory tonight and take on FC Pride instead. Torrent, 28 goals to the good this season, compared against 15 goals, 23 bookings against Michigan Rangers FC on the campaign, 18 against FC Milwaukee Torrent on the season. Tyler Howard, head coach of FC Milwaukee Torrent, having a discussion with the 4th official prior to the match, and I believe they're pointing towards the end of the pitch, just questioning a black strap that is in the south goal right now. That was placed there by the keeper for Michigan Rangers FC. That is Noah Crisp, who is back there in goal for Michigan Rangers tonight. Might have been some sort of a camera device or perhaps just some sort of a warm-up piece. Asked to remove it. He does exactly that. He gives the thumbs up. That means we're about set to go. Torrent, go trips right if you want to use a football formation, although they go with the modern variation on the kickoff by just sending it out to touch right by their technical area as we are underway here at Hart Park. 80-degree temperatures tonight, but it feels steamier than that because the humidity is at 77% this evening. Partly cloudy skies. Wind coming out of the southwest at 6 miles per hour. Right now, though, those flags look like they are absolutely dead, and that's another reason why it just feels so steamy here, as we already have a Torrent player down early in this contest. Rodrigo Lasso taken down while we were doing our weather bit. Waves rising to just 1 foot on Lake Michigan this evening. And again, Lake Michigan. What separates these two teams is Michigan Rangers FC comes from Hudsonville, Michigan, whereas FC Milwaukee Torrent, of course, playing here in Wauwatosa, which is on the northwest side of Milwaukee. With Michigan Rangers, too, you talk a lot about players from Grand Rapids as well, a significant presence from that town. About 15 minutes to the north and east of Hudsonville, Michigan. Grand Rapids is, so if you think about it, it's not that far across Lake Michigan to get from where the Torrent are to where Rangers play. Could easily take the Lake Express ferry if you so chose. You heard the first 11s earlier. Espinoza, Rangel, Vaughan, Lasso, Lake Comp, your captain, Felix Huweiler, Brandon Kaup, Malik Cockings, Ronaldo Lopez, and Javier Steinwasher out there as the 10 field players in front of Gabriel Greenfield, who is your keeper tonight for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Meanwhile, for Rangers, Postlethwaite, Cameron Williams, Bauman, White, Jansen, Hall, Begley, Howell, Wilhelm, and Takawira in front of Noah Crisp, the keeper in gold for Rangers FC. Torrent have had a lot of possession while we have been giving you the exposition of this match. Now into the third minute of this contest, but for the most part, not really challenging Rangers just yet. Just kind of getting a feel for their shape and how much they want to push up and apply pressure to the Torrent. But Rangers, wise ones that they are, knowing that they're going to need to expel a lot of energy fighting these, again, very humid conditions on this 3rd of July here in Wauwatosa. Content to just sit back and let the Torrent get their first few touches of the match. Malik Cockings, your center back tonight for FC Milwaukee Torrent. A little side heel ball back to Espinoza. They'll send it over to the far side. Brandon Kaup caught up and talking about something else, it seemed like, as the ball whizzed past him, and it goes out to touch. Throw in for Michigan Rangers. Good to have you on board on this 3rd of July, of course, out there on the YouTube channel. Hopefully you've got fun plans for this 250th birthday for the United States of America. Certainly plenty of fun things going on throughout Wisconsin, Michigan, the entire Midwest, the entire country. But whatever it is you are choosing to do this weekend, please do make it safe. Wherever it is you're going, make sure to get there safely. And if you're choosing to stay home and if you're deciding to do a fireworks show of your own, hopefully we don't need to tell you. Be careful about what you're doing. That's going to be a cross played into the box. First real threat of anything from the Torrent tonight, but it is timed in such a way that Noah Crisp is not really challenged by it. He'll send it away with a half-volley punt. But Torrent will get possession right back. Rangel headed into the attacking half by Rangers, but no one gives chase. And we're seeing Rangers right now content to, again, just let Milwaukee Torrent get their touches to start this match and just get a feel for things. Javier Steinwasser in the back for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Played around eventually to Cockings. Malik Cockings, Jamaican national. He attends Bryant and Stratton, and around this area, when you say Bryant and Stratton, folks say, oh, Bryant and Stratton College. This is going to be some pressure now from Rangers as Takawira comes up, challenges Cockings. It'll go out off of the corner flag and then rebound to the side opposite the goal. Referee wants the throw-in taken again as Takawira came a little bit too far towards midfield with that throw. Restricted by the referee. He says take it again. Small-headed clearance by Vaughn. Rangers, they'll take what they're given, and they'll play the ball through the back. Postlewaite, captain for Rangers. Postlewaite, 28 years old, an alum of Butler. And he is based out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Veteran presence for this Michigan Rangers FC team that, again, is trying to claim this Central States Conference Championship tonight. Sent around the back, as you can see, the central defensive presence for Michigan Rangers, including Ethan Jansen, also a Grand Rapids, Michigan native. He's joined back there by Postlewaite. Sent forward, Takawila. Makes a move to his left and one to his right. Gives it up. Couple touches for a few more Rangers. They're getting their opportunities now. Momentarily going down for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Gabe Vaughn. Not sure if he just kind of landed funny on a foot or maybe an early cramp. Not only that, we also have a small cone that is out on the pitch somehow, some way. Not sure how that got there. White cone right by the foot of Cameron Williams as he sends the ball away, and Cameron Williams will take this cone and give it back to Stuart Collins in the technical area for Michigan Rangers FC. Of course, those of you who were here earlier this year know that Ultimate Frisbee is a sport that is also played here at Hart Park. A little surprised that that cone didn't turn into a Frisbee there. Had a scheduling conflict one night between FC Milwaukee Torrent and the Milwaukee Monarchs of the Premier Ultimate League. Female Professional Ultimate Frisbee. And yes, folks, Professional Ultimate Frisbee is a thing. There are multiple leagues, men's and women's, around the country. Monarchs that night faced Austin Torch and fell to the Torch. Good back heel, shot, knocked up and over the bar. We'll have a corner kick coming from Michigan Rangers. Dominic Baumann takes the back heel. If he had gone first touch with his shot, he might have caught Greenfield a little more off guard. Instead, dead on angle with Greenfield. Tried to loft it up and over the top of Gabriel Greenfield, the Brazilian native. Also from Huntington University. Greenfield knocked it up and over the crossbar. Header in front of goal. Couldn't get it going towards goal enough. Sent away by the Torrent. Felix Heweiler with the nice clearance. Both Felix and Cut-It-In Heweiler on this Torrent side. Former Marquette Hilltoppers. And it's not a Torrent broadcast involving me if I don't bring up Steve Lawrence, head coach of MUHS. Seems like we talk about him a lot. But Felix Heweiler, also a Milwaukee Panther. Cut-It-In headed to UWM. Whistle and a foul against the Torrent. Cockings came forward. A little bit too physical with the Rangers. Small touch of the ball, just some gamesmanship on the part of Felix Heweiler before Dominic Baumann elects to not turn it into a set piece off the training ground. Instead, just plays it back. Now reversing the pitch to Takawita. Takawita, a fast presence for this Michigan Rangers FC side, tries to reverse the pitch back. A number of 50-50 in second balls. Finally, this second ball almost results in a foul, but it is corralled by the Torrent. Taking it forward on the dribble is Vaughn, surrounded by three Rangers. Unsurprisingly, in trying to get through all of them, one of them does knock down the pass. That's for Toby White. But we'll get a whistle and a foul against Rangers. Torrent considered restarting quickly with LeCompte. But instead it'll be Steinwasser who will just play it back to Cockings. And Torrent will be more content with possession than they will trying to get something fast and furious on the attack. Felix Heweiler got turned around. A little bit too heavy of a touch. However, it is cleared out into touch by the Rangers. Throw in for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Other than the one opportunity for Rangers on Greenfield early on, not really much to speak of here in this first 10 minutes of action. And again, considering that FC Milwaukee Torrent may end up playing Michigan Rangers in the semifinals in the Central States Conference playoffs. Not that you would necessarily hold anything back tonight, but the calculus may change if this match turns decidedly in one direction or another in a short amount of time. That is a ball over the top to Takawita. He retrieves, has a runner in the form of Hall. However, he plays a ball that gets deflected. Torrent take possession back. A little surprised Takawita did not try to do more himself there. Certainly with his speed and agility, he has the ability to beat defenders. However, tried to send the ball away to a teammate and could not find him. And ultimately, Rangers does get possession back as the Torrent can't organize a counter. Postlethwaite, after playing it all the way back to Crisp, now plays it over to the far side. Nick Begley, a class of 23 alum of Davenport University. He is a South African national. Another veteran presence in the back for Rangers, although right now Torrent has it in their back. Espinoza, content to just sit on the ball. Steinwasser plays a ball over the top to the far side. Rangers wanted the offside flag, didn't get it, but the cross from the far side is collected easily by Crisp. And Rangers will simply build from the back. On this steamy night, both sides taking it relatively easy here to start this one. Certainly not a match that has had a lot of pace or flow to it early on in this contest. And neither side feeling any sense of desperation to be the first one to really pick up the tempo in this contest. It's been a string of touches by players in the back thus far. Now we'll get a direct ball from Begley over the top again, looking for Takawita. But on one bounce, it will come to Greenfield, and he will simply roll it back to Cockings, who will, again, try and build from the back for the Torrent. Back to Espinosa. To the near side and Brandon Kaup. Kaup with a nice ball through traffic. Taken by LeCompte, who will bring it up with the dribble. Sends it wide to the right and Val. Back to Kaup. Near side LeCompte. Kaup again. Love to get more excited about this one for you folks, but there hasn't really been a lot to get excited about early on in this contest, other than, again, the one shot that challenged Greenfield, but Greenfield handled that one easily. Nothing came of the corner kick, and this is a lot of what we have seen through the first 13 minutes of this one. LeCompte, no sense in losing possession, so he tries to just play it back. Challenge on the part of Rangers. Player down momentarily for Rangers and Cameron Williams. Back on his feet, though. Looks like he's grabbing at what we'll refer to as his groinal region right now. Maybe just got a little bit overextended. Espinosa takes one look at Taquera and just turns around and says, nope, I'm going to give this ball back to Greenfield. Forward to Felix Heweiler, but it's taken off of his feet. 14-on-14 crime as Toby White takes it away, but then White's pass is picked off by J.J. Espinosa. Kaup tries to play a ball forward. Steinwasser too far ahead of it. Sent into the attacking half by Rangers. And on the one hand, I am assuming we will have some hydration breaks in this match, given the sticky conditions this evening. On the other hand, at this pace, not necessarily sure if anyone will lead them. It has been a slow start to this contest, again with nothing really on the line for the Torrent, and with Michigan Rangers FC in a position where, yes, a draw or a loss puts them in a perilous spot when it comes to being the Central States Conference regular season champions, but again, with the postseason on its way, all they need is one goal. Solid tackle, no whistle. Rangers content to play the ball back to the keeper, Crisp. Noah Crisp spent some time with the U17s at AFC Bournemouth over in England. He is an English native. Quite the international presence on this Rangers side. A lot of the time, not just tonight. Austin Hall in their first 11 from Newcastle, England. Max Wilhelm is a German national. Vitalis Taquera Jr. is out of Zimbabwe. Dominic Baumann in their first 11, also a German national. Later we may see Emiliano Meza Iboli, who is out of Mexico City. They also have a player on their roster named Pharrell Williams, number 26. He is on the bench right now. Pharrell Williams, also the name, of course, of the pop star behind the song Happy. It is not the same gentleman, but he is also an Englander. This version of Pharrell Williams, he is out of South London. Although he played his college soccer at Rock Valley College, which is just south of the state line in Rockford, Illinois. Some would say Illinois is like a whole other country, but those of us in Wisconsin who are Packers fans and Brewers fans, we'll just let that one go. Throw in for FC Milwaukee Torrent in front of the Rangers technical area. Steinwasser comes over. Bit of a challenge from Dominic Baumann. However, Steinwasser able to make the pass back to Cockings. Seeing maybe a tad more pressure now from Rangers, particularly as the Torrent play the ball through the back. Rangers getting a little bit more comfortable, but looked like it was a handball there, not called. Good ball played forward. Not collected by the keeper, Crisp. It just ricochets off of him, but he's got the defender in front of him in Postlethwaite, and now looking to counter Rangers all the way back at the other end, but Cockings, good physical defense. Very good ball on the part of the Torrent, just one step too far. Kopp on the near side. Square ball finds Vaughn. Back to Kopp on the 1-2. Played back, LeCompte. Torrent aren't even really threatening at this point to try and get the ball even inside the 18. They've crossed a few balls in, but haven't really made a lot of runs. It may just be that these two sides are feeling each other out right now. But that has been the case for the entirety of these first 18 minutes. Run forward by Michael Howell. Plays the ball to the far side. Let's see what Rangers can do as they try to organize the attack again. Jansen. Again, all the way to the back. Begley. Postlethwaite. First appearance of the train here at Hart Park. A well-known feature. Heading by on the tracks just north of the stadium. Barriers are down. Bells are ringing. Run by Takawita as the train comes through. Ball played over to the far side by Cameron Williams after he couldn't see a window to shoot. This will be a low cross. One heel, two heel shot. Goal. Was he onside? Yes, he was. A shot and a goal for Cameron Williams. And just like that, Rangers go up 1-0 in the 19th minute. That was a ball crossed through at least 2 or 3 defenders and a couple Rangers players. But Rangers get the simple goal right in front of the net, and it is now 1-0. Cameron Williams was in the middle. Played the ball from the left to the right that started that attack. Then made the run. It went through 1, 2, 3 Milwaukee Torrent players. There were a couple opportunities for Rangers to get touches as well. But on the back end, it is Cameron Williams. And Rangers are on the board first. Torrent have had a lot of possession early on in this contest, but again, haven't really put the ball into a position where they have threatened to score. But Rangers makes the most of their opportunity there, and you could kind of see Torrent, because the ball went through so many players, it was both Espinoza and LeCompte who kind of looked at each other and were surprised that neither was marking Cameron Williams. That all being said, Torrent do win a corner kick here. They'd love to get an answer right back. In swinger. Header goes off of a Michigan player. Headed on and in! Torrent take advantage on the corner. No more than 2 minutes after, Rangers gets their goal. It comes in the 21st minute. And that's an equalizer that makes it 1-0. It was served in by Ronaldo Lopez, and it was scored by Felix Heweiler. Not even really sure if Heweiler was making an attempt on that ball. He just turned his body and got it to go. FC Milwaukee Torrent answers back in the 21st minute, and we're back to level at 1 apiece. Before we have our kickoff, we will have our hydration break as both teams seem willing. Mindy Lambuni our referee tonight, just kind of throws out his hands and he says, hey, it seems like this is what the teams wanted to do, so we're going to do it.
21st minute. The team will now take a hydration break.
So a hydration break in the 23rd minute now, after FC Milwaukee Torrent gets the momentum of their first goal of the match. Just a line drive of a ball from Ronaldo Lopez. Hesitate to even call that a cross. It definitely wasn't a shot. It was just a ball sent into the middle that it seemed as though Lopez was perhaps hoping that it would ricochet off a defender into the goal. So FC Milwaukee Torrent gets the equalizer, and it's 1-1. Sun kind of peeking out through the clouds here at Hart Park during the hydration break. Again, overcast skies tonight. It's a night where you're going to see some clouds rolling through. Sometimes you're going to get the shadows. Other times you're going to get the sun. Did not take long after the goal for Michigan. In fact, Michigan really didn't have possession after the goal before Torrent scored again. So Torrent get an answer about as quickly as you could ask for one. Torrent go on the attack now off the kickoff for Rangers. Sent over the top by Bagley on a clearance. Skying high, J.J. Espinoza. Rangers were offside. Flag shown to Cameron Williams, who did have that goal in the 19th minute for Rangers. Free kick for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Believe it was Austin Hall with the assist on that first goal. It was either Austin Hall or Dominic Bauman. One or the other. We'll continue to work on figuring out exactly who that was, but just a ball that went through everyone on the part of Rangers. Meanwhile, FC Milwaukee Torrent with a laser beam of a ball. Speaking of which, another cross into the box for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Then a shot taken from distance after the cross is cleared. LeCompte sees it deflected out into touch. Throw in for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Brandon Kaup. No challenge on the throw. Rodrigo Lasso able to get over the ball. Challenge after the throw, though. Once again, throw in for the Torrent. This one a little bit further towards the corner. Kaup will be the one to take. Over the top, but cleared away off the head of Rangers. Big time grab there, and that's going to result in a booking against FC Milwaukee Torrent. Easy yellow for Roberto Rangel, his second of the season. That's what you call a professional foul right there, as Rangel, sensing that Rangers were heading on the counter, decided to stop the threat before it could materialize into anything, and just showing some love on the 3rd of July. Said, you look like you could use a hug. Big-time contact, and that'll be a foul against Espinosa as he took down Takawila. Ran into him, maybe even threw a little bit of a shoulder there. A little bit lucky that Espinosa also was not considered for a booking there, although while it was a hard foul, it was certainly a challenge on the ball, so understandably not one, but nonetheless, a physical foul against a very speedy player in Takawira, one who has been a dangerous presence for Rangers on the attack thus far tonight. Ball played up by Torrent. Over the top. Giving chase is the goal scorer, Felix Heweiler. Throw in, though, for Rangers. Continue to believe that it is Austin Hall who had the assist on that one. Bauman was in front of the goal when Cameron Williams got the goal for Michigan Rangers FC, so we will write that in pen, maybe not in Sharpie, but at least in pen, with Cameron Williams scoring on the assist from Austin Hall in the 19th minute, and then Felix Heweiler off the cross by Ronaldo Lopez. And that Ronaldo Lopez cross, it deflected off the back of one of the Rangers' defenders, came right to Lopez. And again, Lopez put his full force behind it. Heweiler really had to turn his body. Ball into the box. Bobbled a moment by Greenfield, but he's able to collect as no one comes up from Rangers to challenge off of the slight bibbly-bobbly boop. Headed back out into touch by Rangers to stop the counter for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Torrent begging and pleading for a ball is LeCompte, but he will not get one. Gabe Vaughn didn't see him at first, then decides to just drop the ball and let Torrent come forward. Brandon Kaup. Felix Heweiler. To the far side, and Roberto Rangel. Torrent looking to reverse the pitch, and will do it by going around the back of Rangers here. Nice run by LeCompte. Lasso might have lucked out there. Got fouled before he had a misstep over the top of the ball. Quick restart. Vaughn, LeCompte. Tried to go 5-hole against the defender Postlethwaite. Couldn't do it. Possession taken away, though, by Steinwasser. Tempted to try and grab Steinwasser was Bauman. He decided not to wisely. Steinwasser dispossessed inside the 18, but it'll be taken, and a curling attempt at a shot goes well wide of the mark for Kaup. Goal kick for Rangers. Of course, we know that down in New Zealand, Paul LeCompte, got to give a shout out to him. He's always watching. One of our favorite guys among the regulars in the comments section on the YouTube channel for FC Milwaukee Torrent. He says, happy birthday both to America and Jamie LeCompte tomorrow. Born on the 4th of July, which means more if you're in America, don't get me wrong, but everybody's birthday is important, so happy birthday, Jamie. Deflected, out to touch, throw in for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Typically here in America, when it's your birthday, you're the one who gets the gifts. I'm sure Torrent supporters wouldn't mind receiving a gift of a LeCompte goal or assist tonight. LeCompte with 1 goal on the season thus far for FC Milwaukee Torrent. A little bit of disarray in the back. That's a ball played really far forward, and this is going to turn into a goal. But the offside flag is up. A lot of arguing from Rangers, because the question was, who touched the ball last? It was a ball played back by Lasso. Greenfield was well out of goal and out of position as well. Right there was Cameron Williams begging for an explanation as Postlethwaite as to why the offside flag went up. It may have been from before. Postlethwaite upset. Still shouting and pointing. Now the official's going to call him back because of the extra words at the very end. Although the official, keep in mind too, was set to go over and talk with the linesman, and the official's going to do exactly that. So the ball was played forward by Greenfield to Lasso. It was touched by Takawila, and Takawila did make a play on the ball with Cameron Williams well ahead of the last defender. So, by the book, you can see why the official put his flag up. It's one of those ones that I think Rangers will understand better when they go back and look at it. But it was difficult to tell whether or not there was going to be a flag there because of the fact that it was the misplay on the part of Torrent. But that's one of those ones that you kind of have to go back and look at, and you wonder how officials even came close to getting those right, and you know how they got them oftentimes wrong in the era before VAR and easy replays. But going back and looking at it, I can understand the call. Certainly that's one of those calls that how you view that call probably is going to depend upon which side you're rooting for tonight, though. I can understand that because there is the question of whether or not it was a ball that was last played by Takawita, if it was a ball that was truly played towards the offside player, so on and so forth. And at this level, there are so many variables that play in that moment that it's a call that could have gone either way. So how it goes, and again, one of those calls where, again, what you think happened probably depends upon which side you're rooting for. And now we have some Greco-Roman wrestling going on the far side of the pitch. Ronaldo Lopez went down. Kind of took Nick Begley down with him. Lopez is still down. Begley, or we should say that's not Begley, that's Michael Howell over the top of him. They get up, though. Howell smiling and laughing. Gives him a high five. One of those situations where when Ronaldo Lopez went down, there was just nowhere for Howell to go, and so caught him up, and the momentum of the play took both players over the top of each other. And in the moment, if you don't necessarily know intent or if it's been a hard-fought match, and let's face it, since the 2 goals, the intensity of this match has picked up a little bit. So both players in the heat of the moment, adrenaline going, get taken down like that, get rolled over. Concerns in the moment, but good sportsmanship both ways. Talked it out. Everyone understood. No intent. We play on. Noah Crisp, haven't mentioned him in a while, although he's gotten a lot of touches out of the back for Rangers, much the way Gabriel Greenfield has for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Near side, Takawila, he is the fastest player on the pitch tonight, but this will be cleared away from him. That ball will almost be sent to New Berlin as it goes well off the pitch here at Hart Park in Wauwatosa. For those of you who are not familiar with the Milwaukee area, New Berlin is not even in the county of Milwaukee, which Wauwatosa is in. Well to the west of here. Could have even said Madison. Javier Steinwasser will get a touch of a clearance. Hard work. Whistle and a foul called. That'll go against Max Wilhelm. Good work also by Gabe Vaughn. Hard foul, but a fair play foul. Torrent test the waters on the left wing, but then play it back to Cockings. Near side, pressure applied by Takawila. Handled well by J.J. Espinosa. Takawila over the top. Sensing Rangers applying some pressure. It'll come to Postlethwaite. Sent forward by Begley. Bauman, truly playing a number 10 position right now, sends it to the near side, Takawila. Takawila with some space, takes the right-footed shot, goes wide of the mark. Goal kick for Gabe Greenfield and FC Milwaukee Torrent. 37th minute, ticking into the 38th minute of this match. We should have at least a few minutes of stoppage time, given that we had the hydration break. Of course, when we were here on Wednesday night, FC Milwaukee Torrent women, little fake out move by Greenfield on the goal kick there. Lets Steinwasser play it out wide. Trying to disrupt this formation for Rangers. That's actually a good ball. Comes to the feet of Felix Heweiler. Heweiler, he's got some jets too. Well marked. And play it back to Vaughan. Women got a 2-2 draw against Bavarians. FC Milwaukee Torrent women, 5 consecutive conference championships, this year in the Lakeshore Conference. Bavarians on the campaign, whistling a foul as there was contact after the ball left the foot of the goal scorer, Cameron Williams. Williams playing much more in the back right now than we're used to seeing him. Bavarians on the campaign on the women's side did not lose a match this season. They finished the campaign with 6 wins, no losses, and 4 draws. However, the Torrent finished 7-1-2. That gave FC Milwaukee Torrent 24 points on the campaign on the women's side, whereas the Bavarians on the women's side finished with 22 with those 4 draws to go with their 6 victories. So FC Milwaukee Torrent's women, they advanced to the WPSL postseason, likely headed to Minnesota for their opening postseason match. Off of Max Wilhelm out to touch for FC Milwaukee Torrent, but of course congratulations to Andy Davi and the FC Milwaukee Torrent women. What a campaign for them. Dramatic moments throughout this season. Great 1-0 win over Chicago House AC here at Hart Park after the Torrent women lost to House to start the season all alone on this near side of the pitch is Brandon Kaup. Help does come over. Left-footed cross for Kaup. Cleared away momentarily. Second ball headed away from the 18. Cockings will chase it down. He gets past Cameron Williams. Sends it over to the far side. Torrent content to play in small spaces on that left wing. Coming forward with Steinwasser. His ball, though, cannot find a friendly foot. Rangers now on the counter, and they have some numbers. 4v3. Takawila on the near side. Ball on the far side. Williams, very similar to the first goal, but this time it's Cameron Williams finding Vitalis Takawila Jr. 8th goal of the campaign for Takawila, and it is now 2-1 in favor of Rangers. Cameron Williams now with a goal and an assist. Takawila with yet another finish for Rangers. And they take the lead back that they lost when Torrent scored the equalizer in the 21st. Looked like it was scored in the 40th, just before it ticked to the 41st. Vitalis Takawila Jr. Such a dangerous presence up top for Rangers. Their leading goal scorer is not here this evening in the form of Chris Mendez. But among those who are here tonight, Takawila has been the one who not only has given Rangers the lead now, but has perhaps been the most impressive in terms of the amount of danger he brings when he's over the top of the ball. You even see it here on defense. Not necessarily a sizable presence, but definitely one with a nose for the ball. And it didn't take much of a touch to get that one past Greenfield, as yet again, FC Milwaukee Torrent, that angle has killed them not once but twice in this match already tonight. Again, a very similar ball from Cameron Williams to the one that Cameron Williams scored on in the 19th. That one was delivered by Austin Hall. This time it was Williams delivering it. Torrent inside the 18, shot on, but a diving save. Noah Crisp to his left. Could have been a shot, could have been a cross. We'll go ahead and call it a shot. We'll give Crisp a save. Crisp punts it away from the top of the 18. One bounce. A header towards the touchline. Goes out off the head of Malik Cockings, and it'll be a throw in for Rangers. You can see the skill for Rangers in addition, again, to that speed on the left wing coming from Takawila. And they will look to Takawila, and he will be unmarked on this left side, though help will come over. Little shimmy of the shoulders. Just very comfortable out there. Plays college soccer at USC Upstate, that is in South Carolina. Nice challenge on the ball, Felix Heweiler. Possession maintained, though, by Rangers. But Takawila, out of Zimbabwe, just a very natural feel for the game. Whistle and a foul on the part of Rangers for reaching around to establish position. Mindy Lambuni hearing it from both touchlines right now. Or at least both technical areas. Pretty sure the ball kids on the far side touchline are not saying a word, but both Tyler Howard and Stuart Collins with some thoughts right now. See the move by Takawila. One touch only for Steinwasser. That gives some pace to the attack. Steinwasser chips the ball to the right side. Lecomte. Ball into the middle. Headed backwards. Don't think that's what Gabe Vaughan was trying to do. Now Vaughan really has to get on his horse and try and recover because once again, Rangers on the counter. They have been dangerous with this tonight. Ball played wide. Takawila again. Shot. Goal. And that's too easy for Michigan Rangers. It's 3-1. Goal comes in the 45th minute. Takawila now has a brace. Takawila, a happy camper after scoring that goal, unsurprisingly. But that's a textbook counter on the part of Michigan Rangers FC. Hard to do it much better than that. Too easy. Too easy. 3-1. We are into stoppage time in this first half. Still looking at the goal accordingly. Not really looking at the indication of the stoppage time right now. Looked like it was Austin Hall again on the assist, and that's a second assist for him tonight as well. Came over from that right side on the dribble, and to have the presence of mind on the counter to come to the middle like that, as there is the whistle for halftime. Michigan Rangers will go into the locker room up 3-1 on FC Milwaukee Torrent. It's just great work. Great work on the part of Austin Hall to recognize the speed Rangers has, to know that that central position not only is there, but has Takawila available on the run. This is a side that knows its capabilities. There is a reason they have won 6 matches and drawn 1 coming into tonight in NPSL play. And right now, Rangers looking very good as they have this 3-1 advantage. We're going to send it to halftime. We'll come back with second half action as FC Milwaukee Torrent has to try and get something together here in terms of attack if they're going to keep up with Michigan Rangers tonight. Again, 3-1 the advantage right now for Rangers over Torrent. This is FC Milwaukee Torrent Soccer on the FC Milwaukee Torrent YouTube channel. FC Milwaukee Torrent and Michigan Rangers FC set to get things started for the second half. Dan Pfeiffer with you. Happy birthday, America. At least happy birthday early. Tomorrow, the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. 4th of July, of course, every year a big holiday here in America, but takes on a little extra significance tomorrow with it being the 250th, a quarter of a millennium for America. Tonight we are here at Hart Park, and we are trying to celebrate with FC Milwaukee Torrent. Well, there hasn't been a lot to celebrate thus far for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Felix Heweiler did get a goal for FC Milwaukee Torrent in the 21st minute off of a hard cross by Ronaldo Lopez, but that came 2 minutes after Cameron Williams scored a goal assisted by Austin Hall in the 13th minute. Then Vitalis Takawira Jr. scored goals in the 40th and 45th minutes of the match. The first was assisted by Williams on a very similar ball and look to the first goal, just with Takawira on the backside and Williams on the front half. Then Takawira on the counter. Austin Hall finds him after taking the ball straight into the center of the pitch on the dribble. And Takawira did not have to do much to get it past Gabriel Greenfield with Rangers on the run. And we are underway now in the second half as Rangers send it out to touch on the far side off the kickoff. And FC Milwaukee Torrent now has to have a sense of urgency here in the second half if they are going to avoid playing Rangers again in the Central States Conference postseason. 6 teams in the Central States Conference. The top 4 go into a playoff where there are semifinals and finals to determine a conference champion. Right now, Rangers in a position where if they get a win, they are in. Torrent cannot advance above 4th place. Rangers want to get that victory. That would put them past FC Pride, who again is taking on a pointless, not in terms of there not being a point. The point of soccer, of course, is to get exercise and have fans sit in the stands and drink beer. But a team that has no points in the standings, Southern Indiana, tonight. So presumably we are thinking that FC Pride will get 3 points. Just counting that result only, if they would get those 3 points, that would put them at 20 points and 1 point ahead of Rangers. But Rangers, again, tonight, if they get a victory, there is no way FC Pride can catch up to them. Rangers takes the Central States Conference crown. And right now they are 2 goals to the good, although FC Milwaukee Torrent on the attack. A little bit more urgency again here in the start of the second half, certainly than what we saw in most of the first 15 minutes of the match. Ball played to the far side. New look for FC Milwaukee Torrent as that ball was played over by Max Ludwig, who is now out there for FC Milwaukee Torrent. However, Torrent can't make much of it. Goes out across the goal line. Goal kick, Michigan Rangers. Ludwig, much like Dominic Baumann out there for Rangers. German national. College, however, UW Parkside. Into the middle. Space for Cameron Williams, and he has been dangerous tonight. A goal and an assist. Cameron Williams out of Linden, Michigan. Into the middle. Williams does get a touch. I stand corrected. That was a different Cameron Williams from Linden, Michigan. My apologies. Whistle. Nothing comes of the Rangers attack. Torrent now trying to play the ball forward. Offside against Rangers. Sometimes when we are looking up info on these players, the league website does not necessarily provide a lot of info. Some teams put more out there than others in terms of information, and when you get people named something like John Smith, it sometimes is tough when we're doing the research to to figure out exactly which John Smith it is on the roster ahead of time. So my apologies there. I had found a Cameron Williams who plays soccer in Michigan, but it is not that Cameron Williams. Did a quick check of the website, and I was like, let's just say that Cameron Williams looks a little bit different. This Cam Williams, wearing number 7 for Michigan Rangers, having a heck of a night. Torrent with possession, but not anywhere close to anything dangerous, and it's just touched out into possession of Michigan Rangers. They'll let this ball go all the way back to Crisp. Bagley been helping to anchor that back line for Rangers tonight. Max Wilhelm, also a German national. Getting possession is Austin Hall, and he's had a great evening. Again, assists on 2 of the 3 goals for Michigan Rangers this evening. Michigan Rangers, the way they are running backwards with possession at times with the pressure that Torrent are applying, almost looks like they're trying to attack the goal that their own keeper is in, but now, finally, we get just a very high clearance into the Wauwatosa sky. No one has established possession off of a series of second balls. Now Rangers FC over the top of it. And again, with this 2-goal lead, with things well in hand right now, no real reason for Rangers to show a lot of urgency. Instead, yes, on this hot, sticky night here in Wauwatosa, pull FC Milwaukee Torrent out of shape, then get the ball to Takawita, and then look at this. Takawita, ball deflected by the defender. Hard challenge. Down goes Cameron Williams. Whistle and foul against FC Milwaukee Torrent. Actually, okay, they called that one against, wow, they called that on Cameron Williams. A little bit of a surprise there, as much of a physical play as it was on Cam Williams, but referee says, nope, too much contact on Cameron Williams' part. It would have been a foul. Of course, it would have been a PK, but now in the box, attempting a left-footed shot is Dominic Bauman, but it's cleared off his foot before he can take. Deflected well outside the 18. Controlled again, though, by Rangers and Ethan Jansen. Out to touch. Throw in for Rangers. J.J. Espinoza was the one who put it onto the track. Throw in well behind where it went out of bounds. Nifty little dummy by Ethan Jansen. Lets it go between his legs. Wilhelm plays it back to Bagley. The captain, Postlethwaite. Nice ball over the top for Rangers, but a challenge on for Toby White. He is dispossessed momentarily. Another new presence out there for FC Milwaukee Torrent as well. Zinedine Kroten. Ball across into the goal. Oh, disaster for Torrent. As it was just a ball that came wide. Rangers had a man in the right place at the right time, and it is now 4-1. Ball played across, calling for the offside flag was Rodrigo Lasso, but he didn't get it. And Austin Hall, with the 2 assists earlier tonight, now has a goal. It comes in the 53rd minute.
Your 4th Michigan Rangers FC goal scored by number 20, Austin Hall. The goal comes in the 53rd minute.
Said there was a deflection. There was no deflection there. I mean, it was a scrap for possession. And ultimately, it was Takawita who came up and just crossed the ball to the near side. And Rodrigo Lasso decided he was going to appeal for the offside flag. rather than apply any defense against Austin Hall. A reverse of the third Michigan Rangers FC goal. This time it's Hall from Takawila, whereas the third goal was Takawila from Hall. 4-1 in favor of Michigan Rangers FC. Rough night for FC Milwaukee Torrent all around. They did get that equalizer in the 21st minute, the Felix Uweiler goal. At that point, you thought maybe the Torrent had enough fight in them. And don't get me wrong, this isn't over yet. It is certainly not unheard of for this FC Milwaukee Torrent team, which came in tonight with 28 goals on the campaign. To put 3 up quickly, there's a shot. Rattles off the arms of Noah Crisp, but he'll easily collect as Javier Steinwasser comes up. But the Rangers on the attack. Big-time push on Cameron Williams on the part of Roberto Rangel. He's got to be careful. That was a very obvious foul. Rangel, who was booked back in the 26th minute, cannot be putting himself in a position where if he gets sent off, the Torrent would not only be down a man, but might be missing Rangel in the postseason. Do not believe that resets. We'll check on that. So a suspension from a red card or a second yellow card turning into a red card tonight would result in no Roberto Rangel for FC Milwaukee Torrent in what right now looks like it's setting up to be a rematch against Rangers on the other side of Lake Michigan. Torrent come up to challenge. Again, another new face out there for FC Milwaukee Torrent. It was Johan Lopez. It's out of Baraboo, Wisconsin. Wearing number 22 for FC Milwaukee Torrent. One of a number of changes. Sliding challenge. Whistle. Card comes out. It is shown to Ethan Jansen, and it comes out in the 56th minute.
Yellow card, Michigan Rangers FC. Number 15, Ethan Jansen. Yellow card, Rangers 15, Jansen.
Ultimately there, Jansen went too soon. And if you watch this one back, I say too soon. When you look at it after the fact, he was already leaping before the ball was sent. And after the ball was sent, he went into the player. So, out of control, name go in book. Now set piece for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Max Ludwig over the ball. A lot of Torrent players at the edge of the 18. Ludwig chips it up. Headed into the air and across the goal line by J.J. Espinoza, but that will not result in anything for FC Milwaukee Torrent other than a run back down the pitch and a goal kick for Michigan Rangers. Rangers restart quickly, and they'll work out of the back. Near side, Wilhelm. Played towards the touchline. Nice work by Hall. Hall, heavy touch, gets by a defender, but it's controlled by FC Milwaukee Torrent. Taking a shot from distance that ricochets off the back of Michael Howell is Johan Lopez. Nothing comes of that, though. Able to chase it down was Crisp. Ball played to the far side. FC Milwaukee Torrent, without a lot of bodies in the area, now they collapse. Goodness knows how dangerous Takawila can be. He's taken down on the far side. Referee calls for a foul. Some discussion afterwards, but he does not reach for his pocket. Rangers looking to perhaps restart quickly. There have been times tonight where the Rangers have caught Torrent overloading one side of the pitch. And when that happens and Takawila or Cameron Williams has space, it's an issue. And you can see with these balls that Rangers are playing, they're quality balls from distance. Balls being played 30, 35, 40 yards across the pitch. It forces you as FC Milwaukee Torrent to keep your shape And that keeps those shorter passing lanes open for Rangers. It has been clinical at times for this Michigan Rangers side, and all credit to Stuart Collins and his group out of Hudsonville, Michigan, and the work they're doing this evening. A lot of space here for Rangers. Ball played to the wing. Hall, back to Wilhelm. Torrent not necessarily applying a lot of pressure when the ball is being played to those wingbacks. Now Wilhelm over the top. Chasing it down. There. Little back pass coming up. Takawina, goal number 5. Rangers making it look easy at times. It's a hat trick for Vitalis Takawina Jr. And the goal comes in the 60th minute. I'll use the word again. Clinical. Absolutely clinical on the part of Michigan Rangers. And that's what those quality passes from distance set up. They're able to spread the pitch, play a great ball over the top. And this time the assist goes to Dominic Baumann. Just a continual entering of new names into the scorebook on the part of the Michigan Rangers, beyond that of Vitalis Takawila Jr. Baumann, his first assist of the match. Again, a hat trick now for Takawila. We're going to get a substitute coming on for Michigan Rangers FC. This is going to be Owen Rhodes. And it'll be Caleb Postlethwaite, the captain, who comes off for Rangers. And the captain has to be very happy with what he has seen in front of him from that back line for Rangers tonight. Again, even though Torrent are in 4th place in the conference, that has a lot to do with the 3-point deduction that they were given. Had they not taken that deduction, this match theoretically could have been for the conference championship. It did take away perhaps some of the motivation for FC Milwaukee Torrent, but that doesn't mean you want to come out here tonight and play anything less than your best soccer. You never want to. But that has not stopped Michigan Rangers FC from just disassembling the Torrent at times tonight on the attack. Takawila, once again. Does he have a 4th in him? Tries to play a ball to the near side, looking for Hall on the run. Taken away by Torrent. Can Torrent go on the counter? Nice ball from Ludwig. Lasso dispossessed. Good work on the part of Bagley. One-touch ball to the near side. Hall being chased from behind by Kaup. Keeps his dribble. Low cross into the middle. Takawina settles, shoots. This one goes over the top. Takawina, I don't know how disappointed he can actually be with himself. At this point, he's just getting greedy. Already has the hat trick. Sub to come on for FC Milwaukee Torrent. It'll be Marlon Perez. He takes to the pitch for the Torrent. Coming off, Rodrigo Lasso. Perez out of Switzerland originally. Came to America to play college soccer at Northern Oklahoma. (5-1) in favor of Michigan Rangers. 63rd minute of this match right now. Ball played across by Wilhelm to the far side. Pushed forward by Rhodes, the substitute. Edge of the 18. It reminds you a little bit, and we'll say it even though they've been eliminated from the World Cup, of the Germans. Just the way that they are able to settle, know where each other are, and play the right ball at the right time. And Takawina on the evening, just impressive the way he knows when he's 1v1 against the keeper from any distance, whether it be just inside the 18, closer, edge of the 6. However, whatever. He lines it up, and he's had time to line it up tonight, too. That's the thing. Too often he has been unmarked. Near side, unmarked. Austin Hall. And again, you wonder, maybe perhaps there's some gamesmanship now on the part of FC Milwaukee Torrent. Why show? A lot of contact. No foul against Cockings, even though he took down Austin Hall. Maybe you don't show them your number 1 or number 2 tactics at this point to try and stop Michigan Rangers because, yes, you are going to have to play them again, and perhaps you leave some tricks up your sleeve knowing that this match right now looks like it's very much in hand for Rangers. It's, again, not out of the realm of possibility, but until FC Milwaukee Torrent gets some sort of an answer, and they need possession to get that answer, to coin a phrase, nothing changes if nothing changes. And right now, with Rangers easily over the top of the ball, just playing possession through the back right now, not much is going to change if this continues for a while. Farrell Williams does come to the table for Michigan Rangers FC. We are likely to see him, once the ball goes out to touch, enter for Rangers. Only question is for whom. Torrent do get possession back for now, at least, to the far side. Perez. Played back to Espinosa. Also in the back right now is Ludwig. Tries to send the ball to Steinwasser. Knocked away from him at first. Good challenge. Along the touchline, Roberto Rangel. Austin Hall kind of ran over him. Again, with Rangel on a yellow. Have to be careful, but not really much Rangel could do there. It was more so Hall heading his direction and then falling over him than Rangel doing anything. But Toby White comes off for Rangers as Farrell Williams comes on to join Cameron Williams. Don't believe there's any relation there, but don't want to rule it out either. One touch is right now we do see Malik Cockings playing a position a little bit more forward for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Outside the 18, Noah Crisp just clears that ball out to touch. At least it looked like it was headed to touch. Stayed on for FC Milwaukee Torrent and Perez. Espinosa to the near side. Rangel in a left wing back position at the moment. Kaup across midfield. Takes a heavy touch with the right foot. That sets him up with the left foot. 2 Rangers, however, there. A little bit of an extra shove at the end from Begley, but well off the ball. No call from our official, Mindy Lambuni. And now, with the clock at the 67th minute, our official brings a halt to the proceedings as we have a lot of discussion between Max Ludwig and Lambuni. This would be an opportune time to take the hydration break. However, Lambuni more concerned with his conversation with Ludwig right now. Nonetheless, he'll actually create a drop ball situation here. We should have a second half hydration break. Don't see any reason why we wouldn't. We had one in the first half. That is Emiliano Meza Iboli, who is set to come on for Michigan Rangers FC. Ball played all the way back. Can't go too much further backwards, can Crisp. Turning around over the top of the ball, Begley. Gets it out, though. That is the substitute, Farrell Williams, who is now on. Played back to the keeper by Wilhelm. Soft touch, but it's good enough. Williams, couple step overs. Out to touch. Throw in for the Torrent. 18-yard box extended, if you will, to use a basketball term. Ludwig coming forward. Right-footed attempt. Deflected out. Thrown over the top by Rangel. Attempted clearance. Doesn't work out for Rangers. Ludwig. To the far side. Torrent, edge of the 18. Appears as though Kettadin Heweiler also out there now for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Wearing number 70. Brother of Felix Heweiler, both former Marquette Hilltoppers. Kettadin, a relatively recent alum. That actually hits Kettadin Heweiler. Allows things to settle for Michigan Rangers, though Rangers didn't necessarily have anyone pushed forward, nor do they really have a need right now. Mesa Iboli still waiting for Rangers to come on, and again, more than likely the next time the ball goes out to touch, we should have a hydration break. Javier Steinwasser comes up. Not a lot of pressure from Rangers as he takes it forward with the dribble. Nifty move by Ludwig. Finds Steinwasser. He'll look towards the wing and deliver a ball out there. Steinwasser and Ludwig, same place, same time. Steinwasser takes possession first, then dishes it off to Ludwig. Ludwig, shot from distance. That actually threatened, but went wide of the mark on the far post. Substitute will come on here, and perhaps the teams have decided not to do a hydration break here in the second half.
Coming up for the Rangers, number 13, Emiliano
Emiliano Meza Iboli comes on for Michigan Rangers FC, again, Mexican national, although he also attends college here in the States, Emmanuel University in Georgia. Taking a seat for Rangers, Ethan Jansen. Perhaps a tactical move, given that Jansen has the lone booking for Rangers. Good ball over the top, finds Hall. He has been dangerous tonight. A goal and 2 assists now for Austin Hall in the match. 71st minute, Hall crossed into the middle. Look who's there, already with 3 goals. Takawita plays the ball to Cameron Williams. Then a shot from distance goes high of the mark for Meza Iboli after he came on for Rangers. And now for Rangers, you might just be at the point where, hey, you know, Cameron Williams, he's got his goal and assist on the night. Hall's got a goal and 2 assists. Takawita has the hat trick along with an assist. They may just be letting a few other guys get their touches when the opportunity arises. 5-1 in favor of Rangers, and it's a tough way to end the Hart Park campaign for FC Milwaukee Torrent on the men's side. But they're not done. They'll have another opportunity against Rangers in the postseason from what it appears like. Anything can happen the second time around. Whistle and a foul. Torrent did get a victory first time around on the campus of Davenport University. Torrent 4, Michigan Rangers 1. One of 2 losses for Rangers on the campaign. Rangers came back with a vengeance tonight, though. Rodrigo Lasso had a goal in that match, as did Brandon Kopp. Gio Diaz scored in the 2nd minute of that contest to set the pace for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Choi Ramirez Pabon even had a goal in that match in the 1st minute of second half stoppage time. Tonight, though, all Rangers. Too far out ahead right now is Kaup. As a result, Ludwig has to play a ball towards the middle that Rangers are able to head away. Steinwasser does come up to keep possession for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Ball along the edge of the 18, trying to set up a cross. Well marked. Whistle and a foul. Marlon Perez goes down just outside the edge of the 18. About 2 yards outside. Perez now also takes a seat. Stretching things out, maybe saying he got stepped on. There are certain national teams where there's an accidental step on an ankle and somebody gets a red card. Not naming any. Guessing a lot of you were watching that match on Wednesday night, though I know more of you were watching the women against the Bavarians. Ball played to the top of the D. Attempted shot on the part of Johan Lopez, but it's cleared away by Rangers, and Rangers have been so dangerous on the counter all night long. Although finally the Torrent have an answer. Johan Lopez knocks the ball away from Vitalis Takawela Jr. Takawela Jr. goes down, and that's not something that you want to see if you're a Rangers fan, that's for sure. He has been so good tonight for Rangers, of course, with the hat trick, also with an assist on another one of the Rangers' 5 goals this evening. The only one he wasn't involved in was the very first one. We do have a couple substitutes coming to the table for Rangers. Zeph Underwood out of Holland, Michigan, along with Antonio Gutierrez Rivera. Underwood comes on for Cameron Williams. We'll wait to see Gutierrez Rivera. Do not be surprised, though, if Gutierrez Rivera comes on for Vitalis Takawela Jr., who has done the necessary damage in this one. 75th minute of the contest, heading into the 76th. Foul against Rangers. We're not going to say Rangers have scored at will tonight. It is really only been since the onslaught of goals at the end of the first half, the 2 Rangers goals that came in the 40th and 45th minutes, that it has felt like Rangers have just turned on the faucet, as it were. Now, as the ball goes out to touch, we'll get a substitution for Rangers. Gutierrez Rivera to come on. And indeed, coming Jr., it appears as though his night is done. Stellar performance. If we had a Man of the Match award, we would definitely give it to Vitalis Takawela Jr. Looked very, very good in this contest. He was on the pitch for the match between Rangers and Torrent on June 6th. Did not really play into the decision other than getting booked. Whistle, foul, yellow card. Far side. Taking a peek. Was a very hard challenge. Might have been Begley, but watching again to confirm here. We'll have a set piece here for FC Milwaukee Torrent from a dangerous spot, though. Call this one 21 yards out, 3 yards outside the 18. Ludwig, certainly someone who can convert from here. 3-man wall for Rangers. Over the top, just off the top of the crossbar. No. Call it a 4-man wall, actually, there for Rangers. Nonetheless, Ludwig, a shade off the mark. Not far off, though. I think that was Owen Rhodes who got the booking. We'll keep trying to figure it out here. Yes, Owen Rhodes is the one who was booked for Michigan Rangers. Card shown in the 77th minute. Our apologies to those of you out there in YouTube land when we have those moments where it takes us a second or two to identify things. It is a small operation here. We have no spotters. We basically have me and one other person who's doing just about every other job imaginable. And my thanks to Kevin O'Connor for doing all of the work that he does tonight. He's doing the one-man band thing, I like to call it. The monkey with the drum on his back with the cymbal and the drum in front and trying to play the saxophone at the same time and the whole thing. He's on camera, producing, doing PA, you name it, he's doing it. Ball into the middle. Cross, that's another goal for Michigan Rangers FC. My goodness. Michigan Rangers FC, what a night they are having. Another goal. This time for Dominic Baumann in the captain's armband. It comes in the 79th minute. 6-1 Michigan Rangers. Those crosses across the face of the six have just been dangerous all night long. Assisted by Zeph Underwood. And every goal for Rangers has had a legitimate assist tonight. Truly it has. So often it has been across, for whatever reason, from the far side of the pitch to the near side. And I say that because in the first half, when Rangers were going from right to left, that means it's coming from Greenfield's left. In the second half, it has tended to come from the far side of the pitch to the near side, that cross, as we get a goal kick coming up here for Rangers. But whatever the angle may be, whether it's from Greenfield's left, as it was in the first half, to Greenfield's right, as it has been in the second half, it has just been a rough night for the Torrent trying to stop this Rangers attack. And here go the Rangers again, by the way. Meza Iboli, far side of the pitch. And it hasn't necessarily been when they've settled the ball like this. It's been when they've stayed on the run. When there is tempo for Rangers in that run of play on the counter, boy, are they just deadly. And they have shown it tonight. Now up to 40 goals on the campaign in 10 matches. Whistle and a foul against FC Milwaukee Torrent. Too much contact on the part of Kaup against Farrell Williams. Farrell Williams comes forward, takes a 1-2 ball. Played into the middle. Baumann, he has a goal and an assist tonight. Can he get another? Of either. Takes a shot. This is saved by Greenfield. Well, for all the fireworks shows that are going on around the Midwest, including a few that are going off, perhaps just out of your camera screen right now above Hart Park, I believe the word to describe this one for FC Milwaukee Torrent is simply a dud. Cross, no one there for Rangers. Torrent will let this go out for a goal kick. You don't want to necessarily say that the point deduction took something out of Torrent tonight, but your mind goes there. It's hard not to. But also you have to give credit to Rangers. They came ready to play tonight. Particularly Vitalis Takawila Jr. He has just looked real strong in this match. Rare occasion here where you see Noah Crisp capture that ball inside the 18, then run back towards goal with it, trying to induce Torrent backwards. Should say forward for Torrent, backwards for Rangers. But Rangers at this stage of the game, hey, if they're just delivering a ball to a friendly foot here, there, or anywhere, they're going to be happy. And Torrent right now not really applying the pressure, not getting into the passing lanes. Now we'll move forward on the part of Rangers. Good ball out to the near side. Hall tried to deliver a strong ball towards the middle, deflected out, and it goes off Hall. Ball kid throws a ball over as if there was going to be a throw-in. Did not see that the near side linesman instead pointed his flag to the middle and Gabriel Greenfield for a goal kick. highly suspect that the amount of stoppage time in the second half, and again, there was no hydration break. There could have been, but there was not. Have a good feeling that whatever stoppage time there maybe should be if you were truly keeping track, and that's a foul that is called against FC Milwaukee Torrent. It looked like their legs just got caught up. Retying his shoes. The player who was fouled in the form of Farrell Williams. Didn't look like the contact was all that strong. Farrell Williams did go flying. I'm wondering, though, maybe with the need to retie the shoes, it's possible that his shoelaces were untied. Maybe he stepped on his shoelaces, caused him to go flying. Just a theory. Good run forward, and hey, you like to see the effort on the part of Katadin Huweiler right now. Young man just out of high school, getting ready to go play his college soccer at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Ball over the top, chased down by Espinoza. He'll make his way around a Rangers defender. Plays the ball out wide. Nice 1-2 ball there. Just a one-touch ball, we should say. Into the middle. Interesting here to see Cockings playing forward. Of course, he began as the central defender tonight for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Attempted a cross on the part of Cup, deflected out to touch. It will be a throw-in for Torrent, even though the ball was spinning in the direction of the north goal line. You see Left's Lucky Town off in the distance there on Wednesday night. A lot of U.S. soccer fans over there. We were able to hear the cheers each time the United States scored a goal. While we were taking in the 2-2 draw between the women and Bavarians. Ball sent forward on the part of Zinedine Kroten. The only one there for it, though, was Farrell Williams. And once again, Rangers just able to knock it about in the back. A fun run in the park tonight for Rangers. Cameron Williams in the 19th minute. Takawita in the 40th. Takawita again in the 45th. Austin Hall in the 53rd. Vitalis Takawita Jr. secures the hat trick in the 60th minute. And then Dominic Baumann with the cherry on top in the 79th. But again, these two teams will meet one more time. It'll be in Michigan. And it'll be a good match at Davenport University. Clearly the momentum will be with Rangers going into that one. But again, FC Milwaukee Torrent did get Rangers a 4-1 victory when they played in Michigan earlier this season. Given the big split in the scores between the two results, hard to predict what we're going to see when that match takes place. Contact, foul. Down it goes, Javier Steinwasser. He has to kind of protect himself as he was taken down by Farrell Williams. Run on the part of Ludwig. Turns around. Maintains possession. Kind of does a 360 there with the ball. Steinwasser to the near side. Another new face on for FC Milwaukee Torrent. That is Taylor Pill getting a run in. Came on at some point. Didn't exactly pick up on exactly when, but out there now for the Torrent. Part of it is he came on as part of the Torrent backline, and there's no reason for Rangers right now to apply much attacking pressure with this 5-goal lead. So For all we know, might have just snuck onto the pitch. A wily one, that Taylor Pill. Challenge from behind. No whistle. There was ball. Ball played through, but a little bit too far ahead of Gutierrez Rivera as that ball was played too strong by Max Wilhelm. Mentioned Davenport, where Rangers played FC Milwaukee Torrent the first time around. Strong Davenport presence on this roster. Dominic Baumann started at Davenport, transferred to Lewis. Max Wilhelm, Davenport. Nick Begley, Davenport. Austin Hall, Davenport. Should say, actually, Dominic Baumann said that he finished at Lewis, started at Davenport. That's incorrect. Misread my notes there. He is an assistant coach at Davenport. Davenport University. Their tagline on their website, located in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Not their website. Their website is located online, but Davenport is located in Michigan. Get where the world is going. Well, tonight, the world was going towards goal for Michigan Rangers FC, and they scored 6 times. Virtually no stoppage time in the second half of this one. The referee points to the center circle, and we are done. Michigan Rangers 6, FC Milwaukee Torrent 1. Rangers get the first goal of the match in the form of a Cameron Williams tally, assisted by Austin Hall. That came in the 19th minute. Torrent answered with Felix Heweiler scoring in the 21st minute on an assist by Ronaldo Lopez. But then it was all Rangers with the scoring after that. Vitalis Takawila Jr. assisted by Cameron Williams on a goal in the 40th minute. Then again assisted by Austin Hall on a goal in the 45th minute. Austin Hall then was the attacker as Takawila delivered a ball to him in the 53rd minute that resulted in a goal. Takawila made the hat trick happen in the 60th minute on an assist from Dominic Baumann. Then Baumann got in on the act himself on an assist from Zeph Underwood in the 79th minute. That brings the regular season to a close for FC Milwaukee Torrent, and they will now travel to Michigan to take on Rangers in the postseason and the Central States Conference playoff. For more information on that, make sure you head to either the NPSL website or the online home of your Milwaukee Torrent, MilwaukeeTorrent.com. And don't forget, Torrent women, they were USASA Region 2 champions, so they will have a match as part of the USASA Amateur Cup Championship weekend that is going on up at Eline Soccer Park. That'll be later this month. Again, head to MilwaukeeTorrent.com or check out the Torrent's social media channels for more information on that. My thanks to Kevin O'Connor for putting together just about everything in the broadcast that did not involve my speaking. My name is Dan Pfeiffer, saying be a fan. Thanks for watching, and do join us again next time. Once again, your final score from Hart Park, Rangers 6, Torrent 1. Good night, everybody. This has been FC Milwaukee Torrent Men's Soccer on the FC Milwaukee Torrent YouTube channel.